about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate.
Oh, folks, Richard Moore, USAGSA. Got a story coming out of Pontotoc, Mississippi. That's in Pontotoc County, Mississippi. And the northeast corner, for those that are not familiar with that neck of the woods. And we're going to talk about the Chase House, or Chase House of Restoration. I've done several stories, ladies and gentlemen, in the past about these fake rehabs and stalking boot camps or snitches, about how it's a pay-to-play scam nationwide. Now, does this mean that all of these rehab centers are in that category? Well, I hope not. The exploiters and expose this corruption, this pay-to-play. This is a textbook example of exactly what I'm talking about. What you're going to get in this story is you're going to hear the words of a whistleblower involved that's embedded in that camp at this restoration house, this nonprofit. They claim it's a nonprofit. Been there about 2 years. And I'm going to let their public relations do the media that they got out there do the talking on that stuff, and then you can draw your own conclusions.
Hester had a desire to help people who were struggling with addiction and wanted to break free.
When everything around you has been destroyed and you have made a bad mishap of your life, you know, you only got one chance at life, and you really have to get it right. And I just started moving in the right direction to make it count through Jesus Christ.
Hester struggled with addiction for years, going in and out of treatment centers and spending some time in jail. A nonprofit called the Chase House of Restoration, where men could live as they went through a strict program. In 2023, the ministry got a second home, the old Southern Motel on Highway 6 West. Pontotoc Mayor Bob People says the home is making a big impact.
It helps everybody. It's nice to have people productive in society now.
Russell is youth minister at West Heights Baptist Church, but worked as an HVAC tech. He teaches men at the Chase House basic HVAC repair skills, so they'll have options and job skills when they graduate the program.
They'll be technicians when they leave, but they definitely will have some skills that they can put to work.
Joseph Murphy was with MDOC, helping those released from jail find careers.
This is an absolute role model that the entire state of Mississippi should closely look at and follow the blueprint. Because what the Chase House offers from start to finish, from working closely with that returning citizen for employment and so forth, they do an amazing job here.
If the first anniversary of the Chase House of Restoration is any indication, the future looks bright with Hester's vision, his team, community support, and a lot of faith.
Main is I've always, and for those that know me, know that I've always taken issue of a state taxpayer system and a judicial process where someone is court ordered to a 501(c) religious nonprofit anything. Same thing as court ordering somebody to go to church. I don't believe that's what God intended for his people to do. I also don't believe that, but there's some loophole they're operating within, and I'm not going to get into that. Now, I've questioned it. I still question it. What do we know about a 501(c)? We know this, that we don't get to see the books. We don't get to know anything. Okay, they're protected. under those protections, that's where you get these mega churches and these pastors with Lear jets, Rolls Royces, and the largest house in the state of Louisiana, thanks to Jesse Duplantis. If we could go on and on. You see, they enjoy zero accountability, no scrutiny. So this is a wonderful shell deal for these rehabs. And people donate money, they get a tax write-off. Okay, we're paying the bill, ladies and gentlemen. These donations, the people donate, they're getting a write-off. It helps them. Everybody wins in this deal. As you can see in their own so-called news coverage, or the news story done by WCBI in Columbus, Mississippi. Imagine that. Imagine the crown jewel of fake media in the state of Mississippi doing a piece on this place. Now, in theory, is it a good idea? Well, absolutely, it's a good idea. Is it a good idea to give people that struggle with addiction a place to go to become free of that addiction and to get a fresh start on life? Absolutely, I'm all for it. And I don't think anybody else watching this is going to argue with that. I realize, as well as many others, that there is a serious problem in this country with addiction. And some of it, the illegal drugs, not all of it. That people like to frame it in, that's the case. But what we've got here at the Chase House of Restoration is Mason Hester, and you'll hear it from this whistleblower. I'm going to play some of that in just 1 second. And then we're going to talk about what's really going on. I find it absolutely appalling that these places are able to function and operate, and everybody pretend a good thing is going on. It may be a good thing for criminals, and I'm not talking about the people that are court ordered to attend this place. I even got a story with one individual that was court ordered to stay at this facility, was overheard saying that he wanted to expose some things that were going on there that were very, in his opinion, illegal. A staff member overheard that, and he was promptly taken to jail. Got a good sheriff in Pontotoc County, and I'm quite sure that he hadn't got the whole story on this thing, and I'm satisfied that when he does, some things will change. So we're going to put our eggs in that basket and hope Leo Mask does the right thing. So they found in that young man's possession of something he wasn't supposed to have. It was illegal. It was so illegal that he was taken from a judge, and the judge, they had ordered him sent to prison, and his ankle monitor snipped off, and end the discussion. I guess I can go ahead and tell you what he had in there that was illegal. An off-brand of 5-hour energy drink. You can buy them at any convenience store in the world or in America. That's right. You heard me right. That's it, folks. A 5-hour energy drink. And my God, you're going to pay attention for that. Or was it maybe that that he was going to tell some things that they didn't really want to be told? Because we've got pillars of the community standing up for this, holding up for this place, and speaking up for this place, and dumping tens upon thousands of dollars into this place. But what we want to talk about is Mason Hester and these women. Now they've got a women's part to this deal, and not just the women's part of that deal. Is several of those women are part of the deal at his apartment. Now that his wife is sent away to a psych ward somewhere in Alabama, I'm told, because she had a nervous breakdown or something like that. That's the story. What his infidelity, his ability to continue to pull the wool over everybody's eyes about all these donations, and we need the money, and his $10,000+ a week gambling habit, online casinos, and the infidelity. She was ready to. She couldn't handle it anymore, so she has to go to a psych ward over in Alabama. Meanwhile, back to the ranch, Mason's got a harem of, I don't know, dope whores running in and out of his apartment, and he's gambling. He's living the high life, folks. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, this being not Restoration Ranch, but Chase, the Chase House of Restoration, or whatever that is, there in Pontotoc, with 60+ residents, all paying through the nose to be there. They were court ordered to be there. I'm sure they had a choice. But we know that several are there because they didn't want to get involved in the other things that they tout as on their website for the Chase House. So we'll talk about that too. I'll show you those clips where there's not much substance to what they've got going on there, but there is a lot of substance here. What we don't know, and I'm going to try to fill you in on what's going on. So you'll see where they've got a game of cornhole going on. Now, and of course, there's come to find out a lot of cornholing, and you can see the hands of those who want to participate in the cornholing, and those that didn't want any part of the cornholing, and therefore they told it, and they got a certificate because they didn't want to get into the cornholing down at Mississippi State Penitentiary. And so the story's not about cornhole, or is it? Is it about people getting screwed and not getting kissed? They're probably getting kissed too. But for the rest of the taxpayers that have to bear the brunt of the burden of these tax breaks that these people are getting, you've got companies like TrueCut that has stepped out there to hire these people, and they've been made fully aware that that about half of them don't show up, but the other half clocks in for them, and so the whole everybody gets paid a full check. I don't know where they do that at and allow it to continue unless they're holding something over their head, because in this part of the country, folks, you can't say anything about anything that's any closely related to a church. It doesn't matter how fake it is. It doesn't matter how much they steal. We're looking at it in the wrong way. And folks, I don't want to look at it in the wrong way. I'm just going to look at it for what it is. And that's what we're doing here. So let's hear this, the whistleblower. Now, you can hear it for yourself if I get to it.
A lot, so I'm just going to do it this way. For starters, they are embezzling money from TrueCut. They have people clocking other people in and out every day, and they don't even have to come to work, talking about full paycheck and never have to show up. And it happens to be the director over at the Chase House. He is also, running around here acting holier than thou and all, and he's doing everything that they're not supposed to do. And all the things that he is teaching them in that program and trying to help them with, he is doing. He is steady asking for donations for the Chase House and everything they're doing, and people are just pouring stuff into them. And they got 60 people in the program. They each have to pay $185 a week for rent, plus like $40 in gas. That's over $12,000 a week. But, they need all the donations they can get. Maybe 2 weeks ago or so, Mason sent his wife off to a rehab in Alabama. Told everybody that she had a mental breakdown. I called him. He talked to the doctor, said, make her take the slop out or whatever you got to do. I'm not talking to her. Has one of the ladies that's in the program over everything now and having her in his apartment. It's a crooked situation. Everybody in Pontotoc knows Mason, and they know, that he's a snake.
All right, folks, I think you got the gist of it there. There's been more than one individual, more than one interview and several statements that are sitting on this deal. So rest assured, as with all stories that I bring you and will continue to bring you, and what we do at USAGSA, you can rest assured by the time it goes to air and you get it, that you can believe one thing: we got our ducks in a row, and we're not putting out anything that's subjective or something that we think might be going on. I'll tell you what the deal is. And so it's this. How does this make the community a safer and better place? It doesn't. How does this change lives? It does change lives. So we trade one addiction for the other. What would you rather have? People addicted to drugs or people addicted to stealing money from other people? Those are the kind of values that they're teaching them over there. And of course, we're getting the full support of the community and behind all that, if you can imagine. And so, like I said, I've had the picture up of Mason and Amanda Hester. That seems Amanda, they had to get her out of the way. All I can say, folks, is that she's fortunate that they did get her out of the way. And if she has family that's watching this, y'all may want to keep her out of the way. Usually, in circumstances like this, they end up in the same category as someone like Jessica Stacks in Union County. And we don't want that. But that's usually what happens. It seems like the Lord is looking out for Amanda. And Amanda wanted to do the right thing. And of course, Mason said he didn't give a shit. And if she had to take out the slop, he didn't want to talk to her. That's and there you have it, folks. He would rather the gambling and the dope whores and the money and everybody in the community patting him on the back. I mean, hell, folks, that's the deal there. That's the deal for somebody like him. Got snitches that are snitch for whatever reason. Don't get mad at me for calling it a snitch. If you snitch, you snitch. Okay, don't get mad at me. Okay, I'm not the one that did the snitching. I'm just clearing the air here, because I know that there's nothing that these snitches won't do to keep from going to the penitentiary, including but not limited to bringing all the party favors and putting them in the right place for that convenient pop-up roadblock. And folks might think, well, that's just a rare occasion. You keep thinking that's a rare occasion. Matter of fact, don't even pay attention to that. You go out here and have fun drives, and you pour your money into the house of Restoration House or what Chase House, while he's chasing whores and chasing the dollar and chasing his wife out of town because she wants to talk. And so y'all busy with all that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to keep exposing this crap, and we're going to hold these people, these judges. I mean, why would the judge send this one guy back to prison for a 5-hour energy drink? Shouldn't the judge have had a little head scratch in there? But you know what? Is it possible that this individual gets to talking, especially in a public forum, in a courtroom, and a lot of people have a lot of shit on their shoes? Is that possible? We got to get this person out of the way. Well, it's playing whack-a-mole now. It cat's out of the bag. Folks, I welcome your comments down there below. Share. If you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. When I say share, I mean to share, and share it with a vengeance, because it's important that people understand that this community-oriented policing mechanism and the wheels therein, one of them being these fake rehabs. I have brought you another fake rehab, and it is absolutely it's heartbreaking, because there's people there that want a chance. There's people there that need a chance. There's people there that need that hand, that opportunity. They don't need what I just told you.
I'm about to go off like a weapon, fuel to the top, got a filled up engine.
Until next time, God bless you.
I will not stop, no, I'm not.